Hey everybody, this is Pinto, aka BT Schnauzers on YouTube. Today I'm doing a little review on the DustyDawg cargo rack and dog carrier. I've got a Yamaha Grizzly ATV that I ride a lot up in the mountains here in New Mexico, and I've always wanted to take a dog or two with me on some of the rides and have a way for them to go camping with us. So I found DustyDawg's website. They're up in Colorado. Mark is the owner, and he builds these things from scratch, and he customizes each one for the type of quad that you have. Some of them are universal mount. They go on several different types of ATVs. Some of them have to be made for particular brands or models. He specifically made this one from my 2008 Yamaha Grizzly, and I got it about 2 weeks ago, and this is the first time I've had it out. And me and Duke here, we're going to try it out for the first time today. Duke's never ridden the ATV yet, so he's a little nervous, but I think he's going to do fine for the first couple of times until he gets used to it, or maybe just the first day, depending on how he does. We're going to see how he does you know, riding on his own, whether or not he fights it. I don't think he will, because Duke's he's a pretty laid back Schnauzer. Anyway, we got him attached to a lead here. I actually set this up with these rings and a breakaway plastic tie wrap, so if the ATV tips over, hopefully the tie wrap will break and he'll get out. But I don't anticipate falling over or tipping the ATV over today. We're just going to take it easy till Duke settles down in his new dog carrier. But anyway, eventually we'll get rid of this. I do have two separate leads on him. 1, 2. That's actually so that I can carry a second dog. There's enough room in this rack. I could carry 3 or 4 of these miniature Schnauzers, and they'd be perfectly comfortable. So if I had a second Schnauzer with me, which we have 6, I'd have the other one attached right here, but they both go down to this D-ring. So just to keep this one from flopping around, I'm going to keep both of them attached to Duke here. So that's kind of what we're doing today. Test review on the DustyDawg rack, and I've done a few additions to it. Basically, you get it the way you see it here, except with the exception of this foam. They do recommend putting the foam around the top rail to protect the dog in rough terrain, so he should be pretty comfortable. And I also have a padded mat. It's a rubber padded mat on the bottom of the rack. And the actual floor of the rack is made out of the same expanded metal that you see here. But to protect his feet and to give him a cushion ride, I put this gray padded mat. It's actually made for groomers to stand on when they're grooming dogs. But we didn't use ours anymore, so I used the rack as a pattern and cut out a nice floor for him to stand on. And if it gets wet, it's no big deal. It's waterproof, and you can still wash your ATV with it. And it's also easy to take out if you need to take it out. So with that, I'm going to grab the camera and show you a little bit what I've done with my rack to prepare it for the type of riding I like to do. I'm going to give you a quick view, walk around. The rack, how it looks on the four-wheeler. Fits mine perfect. There's about 4 inches of overhang off the back, which is actually kind of nice because my four-wheeler's pretty short in length, so I don't mind the extra length at all. The width fits perfectly on the Grizzly's rack. I did have to cut out the little hand grab on the back of the rack so that this one would fit on there flat without having to customize the floor. You can see Duke fits in there just right. I have a couple items in there with him that are bolted down and strapped down so they won't interfere with his ride. Over here on the left I put a camp saw, just a nice small wood saw, nothing fancy, one of the Walmart brands, and it's attached with the plastic tie wraps down here on the tip, and then up here to keep the blade locks in with these rollers. But to ensure that I don't lose it in rough terrain, I ran a little cord, 550 cord, through the handle and over here to the rack. In the front of the rack, near where I sit, I have my K-bar mounted. It also has a plastic tie wrap that could be broken off, and then a quick disconnect right behind the knife there, so I can take the knife off and carry it if I'm in camp or if I'm hiking. As you can see, all the way around the rack is the pipe insulation that adds a little foam padding for the dogs. I also have strapped in to the back here of the front gate, which this is a gate, and the back also has a gate that drops down, and you can use that to unload your dog or unload wood if you're carrying wood or any other cargo, which is a really nice feature. You just pull these in and the gate drops down, and the dog can step out, jump out, whatever. But Duke's not going to jump out today because he's locked in there. Okay, that's how the back gate works. Around to the front here, there's another little latch right there. You just reach down there and undo this pin, the safety on this pin, pull that pin out, and then the right side of the front gate is nothing but a couple of pins that stick into the frame, and the whole front end drops out, and you can see the dog comes with it. Duke's freaking out there. So anyway, that's how the front gate works. Front gate's back on. I showed you it comes off real easy, and the reason that comes off, the manufacturer made that so that if you're riding double on your seat, but you can see my seat is not real long, so there's not a lot of room for a second rider. But if you do have one, you can take that front gate off there, and it gives their back a little more room for leaning back or riding. So that works really good. On the inside of the rack, I mounted a plastic ammo box because I lost my cargo box when I put this dog rack on here, so I still wanted a way to carry essential items. So I just put a couple of bolts through the bottom of the box that goes all the way through the bottom of the rack, so I don't have to worry about the box breaking loose. Inside my box, I just have a few items. I got some tools, got a little drink bottle, always carry an extra drink, glow stick, light stick, got my goggles, which aren't going to do me much good today. I forgot my helmet, but we're not going for a long ride. And then inside of this waterproof box here, I've got some fire starting capabilities, another Swiss Army knife, spare spark plug, and some survival items in that Altoids can there with some more 550 cord. I've got a nice camp axe made by Jeep. Real nice, lightweight, fairly lightweight, small camp axe. Very sharp. It's all one piece. The head of the axe is the same steel as the handle. Handle has a little rubber on it there. And then have a little shovel to do your business with when you're out in the woods. I got another toolkit just for the ATV, and tire repair kit, with plugs in it in case we have a flat.